Hello there, viewers. Good day to you and welcome back to the channel. I'm glad you guys are here. As always, I am super glad to be here. This vehicle is a 2019 Ramicus. It's a 1500. It's got the 5.7 Hemi V8. Customer states that the vehicle is losing coolant. I wonder what it could be. So since we're losing coolant, test drive's out of the option. It came in on the tow truck, and we're gonna go ahead and get this thing into the shop and see what the dealio is with the coolant loss situation. So let's get this thing restarted. What do we have here? 90,544 miles of the brake light out. Oh no, it even says it's the right-hand side. That's some fancy technology. Okay, so before this thing gets too warm and before it leaks out all the coolant, let's go ahead and get it into the shop real quick and we'll see what's going on under the hood section. So stay tuned, because this is going to be a very good video. Opening the hood. Here's our brake rotor. There was our brake rotor. So it's about 100 bajillion degrees in here. Black truck out in the Florida sun, no shade. Yeah, a little warm. Let's get some ventilation going. So what we're going to do, we're going to nose this in off to the left. We'll squeeze around the Monte Carlo and see if we cannot find some coolant leaking. How's that corner up there? Looking good. Back here's looking good. My collision indicator is indicating a collision. I think we're gonna make it. Yeah, we're gonna make it. It's so tight. Now, am I gonna make it? Dave, what do you think? Am I gonna make it? Past the bucket? Good? All right. We're in. We're there. We're everywhere. We're here. We're all here because we're not all there. All right, that's good enough right there. Parking's the auto. Let's pop the hood real quick and see what's going on under the bonnet. That's the parking brake. Wrong one. Farther down. Where is your hood lever? There it is. Found it. Okay, losing coolant, losing coolant, losing coolant. We got a Hemi V8 losing coolant. What could be the problem? That's not hot yet. Let's see if there's any coolant in there. Oh, I feel bubbles. Yeah, I feel some bubbles. There's air purging. All right, well, we have coolant. That's a good sign, I guess. So let's find out where it's leaking from. Okay, so let's start with what we can see, I suppose. So that's going to be our hoses and our radiator tanks. So upper hose is clean and dry. There's no coolant running down the radiator. Let's check this other side. There's some coolant there, but that's from my own spillages. Nothing on this side of this tank. Okay. Following that upper hose again, back to the thermostat right here. I see no coolant. Oh, I touched the fan with my flashlight. Watch this. Oops. Okay. Heater core hoses, following those back. I see nothing. And let's get a look under here. Again, we have nothing there. That's bone dry. Okay. So where's the coolant going? I believe them. I don't see it, but doesn't mean it's not here. We're gonna have to set this up on the rack and take a look at the bottom side. We've got the rack nice and set up like. Let's give it a double check. Dave, I'll check this side over here. Yeah, you're good back here in the front one. Yeah, this one's all good. Don't smash the fingers. You can hit the button when you're red eye. Yeah, we're good. So far, looking good. Yep. All right, let's go all the way up with it, or shoulder height. I want to look for coolant down there. Gotta find the coolant leak. I believe that it's here somewhere. Question is where? I think that's good. When you guys are good. Whoa, easy. On the locks. Yeah, put them on the locks. I don't want to get smashed. If this falls off, it's gonna suck. Okay, we're good. All right. Let's find some engine coolant somewhere. I smell coolant. I see remainders of coolant. Look at that. See that pink stuff right there? That's dried up engine coolant. Okay. So where's the smoking gun? There's some. Oh, I see it. I see some. Hang on. It's right. Look right down past the crank pulley. You can see there's a drop. Let me point at it. It's right in there. See that right there? If you look right in that area, I see a little bit of red liquid and some more of the dried up stuff. So it's leaking probably from water pumps in there somewhere, right? And it's gotta be leaking from the water pump. Yeah, here's some. There's some dried up coolant on that. There's some right there on that bolt. There's some up here. The thermostat housing looks good. I believe the water pump's got a leak in it, guys. That's what we need to do. Just put a water pump in this unit. Yeah, we got to get a better view of that leak somehow, some way. Yeah, there she is. You see it right there behind the pulley? You can even see some of the liquid running down now that it's been the engine's on. It's leaking right. Oh, there was a drip. I just saw the drip. Okay, found the leak for sure. Definitely water pump action. Probably coming from the shaft seal is what it looks like, because I saw coolant being flung around by the belt. So it stands to reason that if it's leaking out of the shaft seal, it's coming down on the spinning pulley, and after the pulley's flinging some of it off, anything else that's left over is being carried around by the belt, and then that's getting flung off in other places. So I'm of the opinion that we can confirm it with some more teardown, but I'm about 96% certain that the water pump is leaking. So let me build that guesstimate and get the approval for that repair, and we'll get this thing started. So I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
I gotta show you something.
What is it?
Alright, so I got this box. I don't know who it's from. I think I do, but you gotta see this.
I think I know.
Alright.
You're doxing our address.
I'm sure people will figure it out.
Yeah, the stalkers have already stalked enough. What's in there?
A banner.
What? No, hey, let me see that side. Roll it out.
Dave, come here. Will you help me out here?
Check this out. Who made this?
I think I know who.
Was this Chuck and Linda? Is that who that was? I bet this was Chuck and Linda, wasn't it? Wasn't it?
Yeah, they emailed me, but they didn't.
Oh, look at that. I think that was them. That's fantastic. Look at that thing. I like it. It is. Where are we going to hang it? Over there in the middle, front and center?
I think.
Or how about up here? We'll put it up here next to the Mac Tools and the banks and the Amsoil. This is, all right. Yeah, we'll put it up there. I like that one. How about, oh, look at that.
Oh, shit.
That's gorgeous. Beautiful. Thank you guys. This is fantastic. I like. Darling, will you roll that up so it doesn't hit the floor?
I sure
Thank
will.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
I will take this into the office.
Beautimous. We'll prep that and hang them later. I like it. Alrighty then, folks. Check it out. It has been an entire weekend plus a day and some change has gone by, and I have a water pump unit for this particular Dodge over here, and this is quite a pronounced water pump unit. I mean, there's a lot of gravity in this unit right here. You see the impeller on the back. That's what drives our fluid. Then you've got our, I think that's the ports for the intake. That's where the holes on the block must be. That's the bypass for the heater core. Another heater core bypass. Very good. And that's the mount right there for the belt tensioner. So let's go on over to the truck and dig the old one out, see where the leak's really coming from, and then go from there. Now, I've already taken the liberty of beginning the coolant drain. We pulled the valve at the bottom of the radiator, so the rest of this should just be a piece of cake. And I said should. I know better. Anyway, what we're gonna do, we're gonna get the supper hose off. We're gonna get the radiator shroud / fan shroud disconnected, taken apart, and removed, and that's gonna give us some good access area to the front of the engine compartment so we can pull that pumping unit off of there. So let's get after it. We don't have all day. Okay, so like I said, this coolant hose has to go away. So what I should like to do is figure out how to disconnect this clamp right here without breaking it. Try to get after it with a pocket screwdriver. Okay, clamp's disconnected. Now, let's lose this upper clamp right here. on the upper hose. We're not gonna lose it. We're just gonna take it loose and back it off some. If we lose it, that would be bad. Give that a bit of a wiggle. Let's check for coolant. Oh, that is some nasty looking coolant in there. You guys see that? Gross. Good thing it's all getting changed. Now the bucket is straight down, so I'm just gonna tilt this guy. Just drain it right down into that bucket. Right below me. There we go. I'll take this hose, just kind of fold it back, and I'll put it right over here for now. It'll get disconnected later once I get this shroud out of here. So the shroud business, it's a two-piece shroud. There's the bottom half and the top half, and the top half is also kind of bolted on right here. You guys see that? There is an electrical connection for the electric fan. Get rid of that. I'll start to pull the bolts off. There's one of them, and then the other should be right here. Pull you out of there, and that can go right there. Good. That's must become disconnected. Oh, there's that electric fan right in front of the clutch fan. Yeah, I'm gonna have to separate the two halves of this, I think. I spent about 3 minutes with a pocket screwdriver picking out the tabs to release the two halves of this. I skipped past that because it was 3 minutes of, like I said, me stabbing at this with a screwdriver, so I elected to not film that. And it's still semi-attached. What is... Alright, so there's a bottom half of this, which I managed to detach. Little shroud piece, but it still won't come out. What is problem? I have no idea. Yeah, this is not fun. I hope the rest of this goes easier. Yeah, I'm gonna have to just take the clutch fan loose and pull the fan and the shroud out at the same time. Okay, so here's how we're gonna do this. What you're looking at is the business end of a pneumatic air chisel. See that? Got the air cat out. We're gonna use this as a linear impact wrench. So we're gonna put this right here on the flank of the big nut on that fan clutch. We're just gonna give it some love taps to walk it out. See that? Keep turning. Now it's not turning. Is this reverse thread? It is. Yeah, I saw it turn, then I saw it stop turning. Let's go the other way and see what happens. Front row. Yeah, that's left-handed threads. You're over tightened it, ruined it. Yeah, there it goes. It's turning more easily. There we are. That's a left-handed thread. You got me. Gonna turn yet? By hand? Nope. There we go. All right, it's loose. Now you can just kind of get in there and try to spin it off. We'll get the threads loosened, and then we'll pull the shroud and the fan out in one swift motion. I say swift like it's gonna go smooth, and it's not. That thing doesn't want to turn. Crescent wrench. Actually, we're not gonna use the crescent wrench because I don't think it's gonna fit. That's like a 36 millimeter size, maybe a 34. So we'll use the frustrated pliers instead. Give this a few turns. As it lightens up, I should be able to spin it by hand. There's just more friction on the threads than there are in the clutch. And by turning the blades, it won't turn the bolt thing. You can see. I mean, the fan clutch feels good. It just doesn't have the oomph to turn those threads. Probably because I ruined them with the impact gun. See? That's it. I told you guys last video, man, the evil technician has been unleashed, and now my superior sarcasm skills are here to slay all opinions, even the right ones. See how I dropped that? That doesn't matter. Because it was gravity that did it, not me. Anyway, there it is. There's the fan clutch. That's out. Now, oh, I see how we're supposed to do it. We're supposed to take the shield thing off and then lower the fan through the bottom, and then we can take this thing and pull it out to the top. That's how they got us. That's the way that works. That's the plan of engineering. Hey, there we go. Look, fan shroud removed. Make a whole video about changing fan shrouds. So here's our upper hose. I need to disconnect that guy. This is the whole contraption right here. There's some brackets, belt, tensioner. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff to do. Let's get after it, guys. There's a lot going on here. Okay, let's lose the belt first. Now, I'm not untensioning the tensioner just yet, but I am gonna crack that bolt loose so I can get it off later. Now I'll come in here, untension said tensioner, other way. Okay, that's coming with me, and the bolt is going to stay in it. It's harder to lose that way. Belt off. I think that's reusable-ish. Doesn't look bad. Very good. Okay, that's got to be removed, I think. I see witness marks on all this stuff. I wonder what the deal is. Yeah, these witness marks cause me to detect the presence of other individuals. How does this bearing feel? That's good. Okay, leave that alone. All right, we're starting to see a water pump in here. Let's remove this upper hose, because I was talking about that earlier. Let's go in here and grab the clamp with some clamp pliers. These aren't regular pliers, these are hose clamp pliers. They've got reliefs cut into them in order to engage those actual clamps. It's actually not real, and it's a completely fake product designed to rob customers of their money, because it's actually, these are snake oil pliers, they're not real pliers. And this video is sponsored by the Red Handled Pliers Company. Oh, anger. No, I'm not really angry. This video is actually for the ones who really like some super sarcasm, which I can't do it all the time because it scares the normies away, and they can't handle the massive loads. But you know, massive loads aren't for everyone. Only certain people have the skills to handle my massive loads of sarcasm. See, I'm going around this hose with this pick. That's gonna break that little bond between the rubber and the little metal right there, so I don't yank and tear this hose trying to remove it. Where do I want to put this? I have no idea. Might as well get these heater core hoses disconnected next. That one. Slide that guy back. Same thing with the hose pick. Stay where I need you to stay. That's good. Get right in here behind that other hose. That's a harder one to reach. Oh, my tip slipped out. Let me just ease that back in there. Sometimes you gotta give it a twist. Now, I'm not poking holes in this hose with my tip. You don't ever want to poke a hole in your hose. You taking off, darling?
I am.
Okay.
I gave the boys instructions on stuff,
Fantastic. Well, see ya. Check you later. Uh-oh. We're spilling the schmoo here. Give that some wiggle. See, there's always a bright side to coolant leaks. You get an inadvertent coolant flush out of it. There we go. Okay, let's see. There's another one right here. Let's lose that one. Nope. Got to give it the tip. See how we broke the bond? Now it's turning. All that without tearing it. And you just kind of walk it on back. Excellent. Okay, so this thing has some kind of bracket on there with a 13mm nut. I'm gonna take that bracket off, get that out of the way, and then we can start peeling off some of this bracketry and then get the pump unbolted and pulled away. Oh, I forgot one. Look, another big old hose. That's the lower radiator hose. Might need to get that one. Oh, that's a tight clamp. Oh. That exceeded my available clamping force. It was exertable with my phalanges. No, seriously, I can't get on. I can't squeeze it tight enough. What is this? There. That right there. I meant to do that. Let's keep the handle lubricated. Oh, we're about to spill some more of that nasty coolant. See it kind of running out. Here we go. Air hammer. There it is. Got it. So after you air hammer the hose off, now it's time to start working on some of the fasteners here. Okay, so right in front of us, front and center, there's a 10mm bolt. Let's pull that 10-headed bolt out. Another one here. It's a 13 down low. And that bracket has become loose. The question is, do I remove it or tuck it aside? I'm just gonna stick it up here, I think. That should be fine. Hopefully it stays. There's a coolant temp sensor right behind it. Let's get that guy disconnected. Come house. There we go. Okay, I think we're probably good to start pulling water pump bolts out. It looks like everybody's loose. Let's see what happens here. Thirteen. Another 13 right below it. Ah. We've got multiple lengths of fasteners here. See that? Short ones and long ones and skinny ones and fat ones, chunky ones. This water pump's been changed before. Definitely been changed before. I see witness marks on the water pump bolts themselves. Am I gonna take this off and find out that there's a timing cover leaking or something? That would upset me greatly. Yeah, real long one right there. And there's like a 15 right here. That's a stud. 15 it is. Let's not forget that's where the stud goes, okay? You don't want to lose the stud location. I'm sure there's a couple more in there somewhere. Let's see, I can see one. You guys can't see it, there's plastic in the way. There's one right here. Okay, the extension is eating up all of my reverse impacts, so let's lose that and try to jam this in there without it. There we go, another long one. And I'm sure there's probably one or two down low. I see one right here on the left. That's that nut with the bracket we talked about earlier. And then behind it, there's another one, other end of the stud. That's also a 13 in this case, not a 15. Cute little guy. One up high in the corner. Another cute little guy. Okay. Now I can't see it, but I'm assuming there's gotta be one like right down here in the bottom. I think I feel it. Gonna need the extension back for that one. Should be, it's right here. There we go. Okay, that one came loose. Good. Okay, so looking at the pump, we got that one. We've got these two by the tensioner, 1 and 2 up above the tensioner, that's there and there. We got that one we couldn't see earlier, 1, 2, and then 1, 2. Over here we have one, missing one. Got it right there, that's the second one. Gravity. What was that? I need you. Come back to me. Don't fall off. Stay right there. That's final. Okay, anyway, 13 mil socket, one more bolt to go. And that's another little hidden guy. Yeah, right there. No way. Man. Barely got in there. And that's a long one. Do I have them all? Yes, no, maybe? I think so. Pry bar, need pry bar. Pneumatic pry bar. Got it. Yeah, you guys never saw someone do that before, did you? Ah. So, we've now recovered our water pump assembly by utilizing the pneumatic pry bar. So you've got two gaskets, no, one gasket in here. That's our leak spot right there, I think. See how the gasket's nice and flat? Yeah, one big old unit runs around the whole perimeter. Front side's looking good. Okay, yeah, let's clean all this stuff up. I'm gonna scrape it with a super scraper, and then we can get that new one prepped up and throw her back together. All right, so old water pump matches up with new water pump, looking fairly good. First thing we need to do is get the thermostat, see a little guy in there, and thermostat jacket or housing on. So I have a replacement thermostat housing here, and in my other hand, we have a new thermostat. So that guy is gonna just plug in right there like so. Then the housing bolts on over it, and the big O-ring seal around that thermostat is what creates the seal between this piece and this piece. So we need to steal the 2 bolts out of that unit and then use them to tighten down this unit over here. So right here, 13 mil, yet again, unclick. And just to show you, nah, that's stuck on good. I don't want to take it off. It'll probably spill coolant anyway. So over here, take our bolt, put it through, line it up, thread it down. And come straight. There we go. I also need to swap over some sensors. I think just the coolant temp sensor, that little guy right there. And that should be it. Uh-oh. My socket's stuck on the fastener. Seriously? Das ist nicht gut. Click. Click. All right, thermostat's installed. That's good to go. Let's get a 17 mil wrench that off, put it in that hole right there. Then we'll gasket this and stick it back on the truck. I said 17, I was totally incorrect. It's a 19. Don't know what I was thinking. Anyway, unclick. Coolant temp sensor removed, and now that has to go right there. I'm gonna go wire wheel the sealant off real fast, very lightly like. We'll throw some new sealant on and then install. Okie doke, so I'm done wire wheeling this thing off. I just got rid of the sealant. I threw some RTV sealant on there. It's remarkably going to be just fine. It's sufficient. I was gonna say remarkably something else, but I changed my mind at the last second. It's gonna be sufficient to create a seal. I was probably gonna say it's like a remarkably good sealant, and then someone's gonna yell at me going, well, actually, if you look at the thermodynamic properties of the RTV when compared to the aluminum, you're gonna find that the coefficient of sealing properties is not really meeting manufacturer specification. So you're doing it wrong, hack loser mechanic. You should have bought the can of pipe dope and went down to Home Depot and spent 45 minutes driving over there and then charged the guy $16.95 for one little bottle of sealant, but then you're stealing it from him because you only used like 0.2% of the total capacity of the $17 bottle, so you're actually stealing from your customer by applying the correct sealant. So I just went ahead and bypassed all that and we just put RTV on there. I hope that's fine for you guys. It's fine with me. It's probably fine with the customer too. Nobody cares. Alrighty, now it's gasket time. We have quite a very large gasket here. I hope it's not upside down, backwards, or inside out, because that'll make it harder to fit inside of this groove. And we're just gonna walk it around and stick it in. It's got some bulges on it, on the gasket itself, to mate with the groove cut into this pump flange here. That way it doesn't fall out. So you sort of have to press it in and line it all up. It's not just sitting there. Sometimes these types of gaskets like to just fall out, and in which case I'll take some thread sealant, RTV, and put little dabs every now and then, and use that as like an adhesive, so to speak, to hold the gasket in place. But that's not going to be necessary in this particular application. So this thing's ready to rock and roll. I need to go down inside of that hole right there and scrape off the front of this engine a little bit. I mentioned that earlier, but I haven't done it yet. We're gonna hit that with a super scraper, clean off all that crusty business, and then bolt the new pump to the front of the block. Okay, we're back down on the front side of the engine, and I have that surface scraped away. So we're lowering the pump down here. Let's get it turned the correct orientation. Gasket's still in place. So what we're gonna do is throw a couple bolts in this to align everything and locate it. Not locate it like we have to find it because we don't know where it is. Locate it meaning hold it in its correct position. Kind of locating it. It's engineering terms. It's the location of the component. That bolt hook up? Nope. Maybe I need the longer. Oh wait, I know what bolt that is. That's the one that's supposed to be with the stud. There we go. Now I have the correct unit. Here's the other bolt with the bracketed one goes here. Right? Yeah, that's the little bracket for that business there. Okay, yeah, that's the right one. Good. All right, so now, I don't even know if you guys saw what I was just tinkering with over there. Let's get a few more fasteners in this. We'll get them all in place, and then once all fasteners are in place, we'll go around and tighten them up. As we'll make that connection right now. That's good. Another little bolt up here at the top. That's a long one. Short ones and long ones. Skinny ones, chunky ones. Need a longer. Is this one long? That's too long. Uh-oh. Now I don't know what I'm doing. This long one goes down here. Yeah, that's one of the big boys at the bottom. And while we're there, another big boy at the bottom. Good. Ha! That thing fell down. Then the socket fell off. Fell over there. It's gravity in action. Stay. Just stop doing that. That's a short bolt that goes there, which means this one, I can't find it. That one, that one. Yep, that one goes there. That's a short bolt, like I just said. There should be another one. Yeah, right there. I think that's going to be a long one because I'm running out of short ones. Okay, and what's left up here? One long one, two long ones, and one short one. All right. Okay, I've got those 3 remainder bolts installed when you guys weren't looking, so we're gonna go through, run all these guys down, put some torque on them. That one. No! I found it. It came out and hit me in the foot. That's the drawback of wobble-ended extensions. They don't really have that tiger grip that we're looking for. Click. Couple more here. And the stud. All right, I think that's everybody. Beautiful. Wrong, 15mm stud right there in the middle. Click. All right, now that's everybody. So since we're installed, let's make sure the pump turns, and it does. No binding. This is good. I shall now begin to get some of these smaller little components put back in position. Uh-oh, look, you need to take that plug out, because that plug is where the nipple goes for this heater hose here. I have to switch that out and fix that in a minute. But before we do, let's plug the hoses in. That's where we started from, or where we were. And my head distracted my head. Get on there, hose. Gotta stretch it out some. There. Woo! Make them bigger. These are not hose clamp pliers, these are just pliers. Get on there. Come here. I have you now. There. That one goes there. This one goes right there. Gorgeous. Uh-oh. Yeah, And now we need to go find the old water pump. What did I do with it? No. There it is. We need to get the nipple off. I'm in need of a nipple. That thing. Yeah, there it is. Was that a 18 mil? Sure. That means it's not. It's probably like something else. Let's try a 17. Aha. It's not even 17, it's 16. Fail. No way. No worries. I will do it with a 17 anyway. Unless it slips. Unclicks. Nope, no slips. Just clicks. Okay. We'll throw some sealant on this guy too. Oh, you know what? Wire brush. Safety squints. I have OSHA approved glasses on, so I don't need safety squints. You're deforming the threads and damaging it. You should buy a new one. Okay, so now we need to take that plug out of that hole, put this thing in that hole, and then connect that hose to that nipple. Okay, nipple plug. Oh, that's tight. There's our nipple plug. Nipple with sealant. Put that little guy in there. The threads are unwilling to become threads. I disapprove. Like I know threads. There we go. There we go. Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're good. No worries. Crack. Click. Just kidding. We're not cracking. We're clicking, not cracking. Release the cracking. Okay, clamp, that goes there. So the hose is on the nipple, just down below us. We have a 13 mil nut. Put that guy on, good. .13 socket for the nut. Also good. There we go. So now, let's see. This thing's gonna go That goes there. And we've got another nut. This is the bracket for these AC lines that we're looking at. That's the one we started with, the 10. Okay. Coming together quite nicely. Switching out to the electron ratchet. Ah, you can't see. There we go. So AC lines are now properly attached. Magnificent. Okay, let's throw on this idler pulley here. I didn't have to take this pulley off, but I figured it would be best to have it out of the way. Very nice. Okay, well, it looks like the tensioner is left down below, so let's get that thing installed. Notice we have this this pin right here, and on the tensioner housing body, the mount, there's a little hole right there. See that hole? That's for this pin to sit in and reside. That way the base of the tensioner cannot turn when torque forces are applied to it through the belt. So you have to make sure it's in the hole when we tighten it up. Not like this, but like this. See that? Okay, so that'll be a 15. That one, there she is. That's what I was looking for. Click. Done with you. Let's toss the belt on, and then we'll get some hoses and some fans going. We can refill this unit and fire it back up. Yay. All right, it's belt 30 here, so let's see. We have grooved sides, and we have smooth sides. I don't remember how this thing went. We're gonna figure it out. I know that tension's going that way, right? Yeah, we tighten this up in that tension, so this is tension, this is loosening tension. Okay. So that means, let me get my ratchet back. We're probably gonna go like this. Yep, smooth side on the tensioner. Groove side on the ribs. That goes like that, right? And then this one goes under that idler, like so. There we go. That's it, got it. Belt installed. Let's get the fan and the shrouds dropped in next. Yeah, that's good. Actually, I changed my mind. I want to mock up this upper hose first and get that on before I do the shroud. So slide that guy down. The reason being is that shroud takes up a lot of space here, and I fear my ability to access this clamp once the shroud is in place. It may prove to be difficult and aggravating to reach. It's already difficult and aggravating, and there's no shroud in the way. Come on, get on there. For reals? There we go. Okay. So now I'll take this back off and then stick it off to the side. And that's how we started. So let's drop everything back in and get the fan attached. All right, so let's see if I can finagle this in here. I've put the bottom piece of the shroud back on because it would probably be easier to do it like that than it would be to try to snap it back into place. And I'm realizing that's an instant fail in judgment. That's not going to work. So we're just gonna take that right back out. Okie doke, so the shroud's coming in. We're gonna lower this guy down just a wee bit, just enough to sneak the fan in the hole. And then we're gonna lower both units down simultaneously and then thread that fan up. Now I believe this method will be sufficient because I've used this method multiple times. I don't think you guys can really see in there anymore, but I do have, I got a hand on the fan. What I'm gonna do is I'm holding the fan up, kind of levitating it, so to speak, and we're gonna drop the shroud into its brackets. That way the shroud's not falling over. And I just need to get a turn or two on this fan hub to thread it onto that water pump. This part's hard to do, and I'm holding up this whole fan with my fingertips, and the blades are sharp from running through sand. Yeah, the sand in the air, as it passes over fan blades, the plastic ones, it sharpens the trailing edge like a razor. All right, we're not threading that well. This is bothering me. Oh, new method. Left hand's holding the fan up, right hand's gonna go in. I'm gonna try to turn the nut. And again, this is left hand thread, so I'm going counterclockwise. You guys can't see. I lost it. I just lost it. Totally lost it. All right, reaching down. Got the fan again. Yeah, it's this is hard. Yeah, take a look. Can you guys see it? Oh, I think we're going now. Ow, my hand's stuck. Okay. I know that wasn't the best anything for viewing pleasure, but it's on there. See that? Spin round, round, spin it round, round. As soon as that bottoms out, I'll go in there with that linear impact and give it a nudge. A lot of guys, they'll just thread this up and start the engine and just start it. And then the rotation of the pump pulley will apply the torque to the fasteners and it just bottoms out and it's almost like it self-impacts. Anyway, there's our upper hose. Now that we're done messing with the shroud, plug that back in. We go in down there real quick, like hit that nut with the gun, put some torquage action on it, and then we'll put the bottom piece to the shroud together. We're just lightly doing this. We're not breaking anything, guys. Turn it until it wants to stop. Change the angle so we're 90 degrees on the fastener. That's good, she's tight. It's never gonna come off. Well, it's never gonna fall off. It'll come off again, but it won't fall off. Okay, shroud piece. Slide that down. And I think I have it backwards, I do. Yep, so let's flip it around. Following the contours of the shroud down at the bottom. That clips in there. And then same over here on this other side. Well, I forget what I was talking about because I looked over and my GoPro was out of SD card memory, so I had to put a new card in it. Anyway, I got the shroud on and the hose is on, and the bolts are on for the shroud, so let's put the bolts in. One on each side. The bottom piece of the shroud is back together. This little, that connector there for the fans, that's back in position, and I can't get my socket on that nut, bolt. Okay, let's do it sideways. Where's my little socket? Not here. Final torque. There we go. That's on there. Good. So now we've just got, I think, the last hose clamp here. I closed off the radiator valve already. So let's put this clamp back. Right there is good. Now I need to just refill the coolant. And we're ready to rock and roll. Ew, nasty. There. Wiping down. Make it nice and shiny. It's coolant refill time. Pouring things begin. We're gonna do this without spilling. Yeah, there we go. And the fan is behind me. See that? So we're doing it. Okay, so a couple gallons of coolant, probably about three and a half gallons or so, because we did get like pretty much a full system drain out of this. The radiator, front of the engine block, the hoses. The only thing we didn't really drain out was the heater core. Well, yeah, we did, because those hoses were off and they've been drip drying this whole time. So anyway, let me refill this thing up, which we're getting close to the end, and then we'll restart the engine. Is this coolant? Yeah. We'll get her fired back up, let it come up to temp, check for leaks, and this thing should be good to go. Bubbling, bubbling, bubbling. It's all the air purging out. I'm gonna go ahead and just top this little surge tank off while we're here. When I have cooling systems open, I like to overfill the surge tank slightly. That way the coolant in the tank can displace the air in the system that is left over, because there's always going to be some air that has to get purged out. So basically, if the tanks require a half full level to be at their full mark, I'll put them at like the 3/4 level. Yeah, there's coolant all the way up here. Okay, that's probably good. And I like to do it at 3/4 level. That way, if there is any air that purges out, it'll suction it back out of the surge tank and drop the surge tank down to its acceptable minimum level. But I'd rather have too much coolant than not enough coolant, and I don't care if it leaks out. Because if you have too much, you still have enough to maintain cooling. If you don't have enough, then you overheat. In which case you have to find some other solution, liquid, compound, whatever you want, to put into the radiator. Anyway, babbling on, that thing's mostly fullish. Let's go ahead and fire the engine on up. Let the warming up process begin. I have nowhere to put this. There. We'll let the thing warm up, and then we'll check coolant later on. Level later on. Beginning engine starting sequence now. Sorry, Steven, I just put sweat all over your thing there. Sorry, man. Anyway, she's running. Belt's running good. Straight and true, no noises. Fan is fanning. Connected, bolted, pumps bolted on, hoses are on, heater core hoses are on, shrouds on, everything's on. Beautiful. Okay, let's fetch the coolant bottle again. All right, guys, the only thing I've got to do here is kind of observe this for some leaks, clean up my mess, let this thing come up to temp, and we're good to go. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and close this one out. This video seemed to be a little bit long, and there's no need to waste you guys' valuable time with redundant operations. So we can see water pump's been replaced on this 2019 Ram 1500 Classic with 5.7 Hemi. Let me know what you think about this water pump and this procedure in the comment section down below. Do not forget to engage that like and subscribe button while you're down there. And most importantly, do not forget to have yourselves a great day. See you guys later in a video, in a Dodge Ram water pump, in a wrong color coolant, in a transmission.